All right, everybody, and welcome. Now that you've made your way here and you've gotten yourself to the Canvas page, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to navigate the page, and really more importantly, what the procedures for each of our lab activities are going to be. And I just want to stress before I begin that initially it feels like it can be very overwhelming. You're going to have 2-3 different tabs open, and you're going to be getting questions from one thing and answering them somewhere else, and it seems like it's a lot. But I really do want to assure you that just like riding a bike, once you get the hang of it, it actually comes together very easily. So I promise you this isn't going to be that bad, and once you get the hang of it, it's going to be great. All right? So I'm on the Canvas homepage right now. This is actually how my homepage looks. It might look slightly different from yours. Over here on the left-hand side, there are a set of active links that you can click on to see assignments, discussions, your grade, any kind of helpful pages that I may post, anything like that. But really the main thing I want you to be able to look at, really the main thing that we're going to be exploring in this class is going to come from modules. So if you click on the module page, and this is where all of your assignments are going to be, this is where everything that you'll need from this class is going to show up. Right here at the top are the administrative items, or as I like to call them, the legal stuff. Right here is our course syllabus. I recommend taking a few minutes and sitting down, making sure you understand the terms in the syllabus, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. And then every week, every module or every week will actually have a discussion forum where you're going to ask questions, answer questions. This is basically how you participate interacting with one another in this class. And then each week we'll have a set of components to it. So for this first week, we have a discussion forum and 3 lab activities. And in future weeks, it'll be a discussion forum and 4 lab activities. That being said, the lab activities, each one should take about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, depending on how comfortable you are with the material. But let me walk you through each of these activities real quick. Or more specifically, let me walk you through how you do each one of these activities. Okay, so let's start with this lab, your first lab, what I call the orientation lab. And here's how it works. So for every lab, when you click on the lab page, it's going to tell you everything you need to know for the lab. Usually the first link will be a video demonstration for that lab activity, and I'm recording it right now, so I can't post a link to something that hasn't been recorded yet, so I'm actually doing that right now. But you'll actually see that link right up here. The next thing, this is the lab manual. So in this class, the lab manual is completely free. I have written it. And if you ever notice any typos or anything, please feel free to reach out to me to let me know. But I've also gone through it. And let's open this up and take a quick look at it. So what I've actually done is, rather than making you download the entire lab manual 15 times, I'm just giving you links to the actual individual investigations. So for this lab, we're doing investigation 0. And so I'm giving you the pages for investigation 0. And the first thing you'll usually see is an outline or a table of contents. Then what you'll see is a little bit of an introductory text, and then a series of multiple choice questions. And the way that the labs in this class typically work is you're going to do some kind of activity, whether it is plotting on a diagram or analyzing a weather map or uploading some weather data. And then I'm going to ask you a series of multiple choice questions based on your findings. And the purpose behind that isn't just to give you boring multiple choice questions, but to give you things where you'll get quick feedback, but also you will be doing activities in this class. These first couple of questions are pretty much based on the video right now that I'm talking about. So what will you need for each class, for each lab activity? The first thing, you want the Canvas page, you'll want this lab manual, and then I'll talk about this answer sheet in a second. And then a little bit of a breakdown of the course page, lab procedures, everything you'll need to know, and so on and so forth. So this is how each one of these labs looks. And for every lab, in addition to the written text here, I will provide a demonstration video. So this demonstration video right here actually covers questions 1 through 7. And then the next demonstration video is actually going to cover everything else in this lab. And I'm going to try to make these demonstration videos pretty short. So one of the other things that I will do is that throughout the quarter, there will be times where you'll need something. You'll need a link, or you'll need some kind of external resource. And I actually will post all of those external resources in addition to in the lab manual. I will also post them at this site right here that says Useful Links for MET 10 Lab. And you'll actually be able to access that by clicking on Pages, and then that'll actually take you to the useful links. Okay, now that being said, there are all these multiple choice questions, but where do you answer these? So what I used to do is I used to have Canvas, like actual forms on Canvas where you would answer them, but they always called them quizzes, and I realized that messed with people's minds. So what I've done instead is every answer sheet will be linked right below the lab manual, and it's going to take you to a Google answer sheet, where what you'll do is you'll enter in your email, Joe somebody at yahoo.com, and then your last name. Please put your last name first. So here it'd be somebody, then first name Joe. And the reason why I do this is because that's the way the gradebook is oriented. So it helps me get things into the gradebook faster. And then each one of the questions, you'll answer it right here. So for example, let me really quickly pull up question 1. So question 1 was, to work on each lab assignment, you must have, you or your group, if you're actually working on this with a group, that's totally fine as well, must have the following websites open on their computers. So you'll want the lab manual, you'll want the Canvas assignment page because that's going to have any other links that you need, and then you want the investigation answer sheet. So in this case, and I don't mind giving you this answer, in this case, all of these would be needed. So you would click on D because that's all of them. And then you would do the same thing for each of the corresponding items here on the answer sheet. Once you're done, at the bottom of every one of these lab questions, or at the bottom of every one of these lab activities, I will give what's called a going deeper section. And this just basically takes what you've learned and applies it to a new situation, or maybe makes you think a little bit about what was going on there. And these are worth up to 5 extra credit points. And this is actually available for every lab. And the only thing about this is that because this is extra credit, I want you to really try to think about it. I'm not going to give you the answer to these questions. Now, that being said, I can throw hints your way, but I'm not going to give you the answer. Once you're all done, what you'll actually do is you'll click Submit. And once you click Submit, they may have you verify that you're not a robot or something, but then once you click Submit, you'll get a confirmation email, which will send you basically, thank you for submitting, here are your responses, and then that is your confirmation that I have received your assignment. Last thing I'll say here before I go is, unfortunately, these Google Docs aren't automatically synced to the Canvas gradebook, and plus there's stuff I have to grade manually. So when you submit an assignment, you're not going to see the Canvas gradebook automatically populated. But you will receive that confirmation email. So that is going to be your evidence that I have received your work. Okay? So that's it for this. The next video, the video that I'll post right below this, is going to tell you a little bit about what you need, or a little bit more about the second part of this lab, maps and geography. And that's it. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. And I just want to stress before we get deep into this, oftentimes people feel discouraged initially. But I promise you, once you get the hang of it, this class is not difficult, and people end up being very successful in it. All right? So you've got this. Okay, I wish you the best. I'm rooting for you, and have at it.